welcome to my podcast entitled Surviving Your Journey Towards Success. My name is Nichel Anderson. I'm your host. This is my summer break bonus for 2018, where my podcast is on break from producing weekly episodes. So during the summer, I decided to do bi-weekly. I could take a break and relax for a while, as well still stay connected by releasing episodes for this one, where I aim to help motivate you to survive your journey, right? We all need motivation. So let's go ahead and get started. This right here will be published in August 2018. Should be August the 6th. So this would be my summer bonus 5, entitled Always Look Forward. So in these short episodes that I'm just releasing while I'm on summer break, is just to give a quick type motivational type talk with you, my listeners, and to encourage you to look at things in a way that help encourage you and influence, to inspire you to keep going at the end of the day. That's basically what Survivor is when you think about it. So this particular title that came to me to want to focus on right quick for this quick bonus episode is to talk about the importance of looking forward. Looking forward, I say that a lot in my writing, and when I'm communicating with people, because looking forward keeps you moving, and moving is life. When you stop moving, it's not. It's the opposite of that. And so when we deal with depression, when we deal with anxiety, when we deal with those things that restrict us from actually moving on, moving forward, making a choice that is different from the previous choices that you made, allows you to grow, allows you to reach the joy. Because I believe everybody wants to experience joy. Now, some people do it in a way that they plant bad seeds. I came up with this term. Deeds of your seeds reflect the outcome. So always do good deeds, plant good seeds, and you will get the positive outcome out of things. And it will be long term. Those that chose to maybe take shortcuts or step on others to get that is not really looking forward. They're fearful of the forwardness of what's to come, because they thinking in a way that they don't believe what they want or what they think they need will come to fruition. So therefore, some of them do things that go against the good of light. So always looking forward is basically for you to start thinking past the situation and what's going on now. I do know that for some of you heard that before, to look past the circumstances, to don't be sad and what have you, but it's life. It's going to happen. But I believe, and I know I'm a testimony to that it doesn't last forever and that you can overcome it. The key is for you to always look to the future, because the situation going on now is trying to deter you from that. And it's just almost like a hurricane. I would swish around in a tight circle as you come closer and closer, and the high velocity of that speed as you come to the vortex of the eye of the storm, and it feels that nothing can stop it, and it's just going to engulf you. Looking outside of that you just have to survive for that moment. Take what you can from it. The lessons that you need can get you to the point that you will always look forward. Because if you don't look forward, depression seeps in. Depression to me is like a boiling water on a stove and a top on it. And the temperature rises and rises and rises, as the situations in life does as well. And it comes in different types of elements of existence. And without removing that top, because eventually the top is going to come off either by force, because the pressure can only reach so much, or you decide enough and seek the help that you want. So some of the quick tips you could do to always look forward is, number one, and I have said this in my previous episode, and I'm trying to think off the top of my head, some of the particular ones that I have said this in season 1, is basically you have to write out the things that got you to this point. Sometimes it could be just as small as you're looking at a particular picture of a memory that eases your heart and gives you the courage that tomorrow is a better day, because during that moment you didn't see it, but something came later on that allowed you to say, wow, If I didn't have thought of this, or I didn't really continue on, I never would have experienced this. That's what helps me. I look at things in a way of how things are connected. If I didn't do this, this would have never happened. So looking at the things in your life that brings you joy, like I just came up with a photograph of a memory. It could be something else, a prior experience it's a positive experience. That's what you want to do, because when you're not looking forward, or you're thinking of not looking forward, and you enter the now that is painful, right? You get stuck in that and you can't see past it. So that's basically negativity. That's toxicity, especially in the workplace, because your power is limited if you're not in management. They control the strings. They control the environment. They control the toxicity, if they're going to allow it or not. And so that's a lot of stress, and you feel not as powerful in that sense to change it, change the metrics of that. And that's not really your job to do. You just have to look at it as influencing. It's hard to do in the corporate world, especially when management is only stuck on numbers and they're still making those financial goals. They don't stop to realize the stress and how someone might feel. This is just it. This is how my life is always going to be. I'm going to be stuck in this job or in this relationship. But you have to think forward, that every moment that you get to focus on you and to make yourself better, it's an opportunity to look forward to another day. So the second thing I would definitely encourage you to always look forward is find somebody to confide in. Now, some people don't really have that opportunity to confide in, because for whatever reason, right? We're not going to get into that, but they might not have that opportunity. Write it out, because it's just like that, the pressure cooker I mentioned, the depression. Depression is really the experience. Most of the time it's negative, and mixed into with the anxiety and the unknown of the future. So you don't really want to look to the future. You're stuck in the now. And sometimes we're stuck not necessarily by our own choices. It's just the process of it. It's just like a hurricane in a sense. The elements create itself in the climate of what you're going through to create the depression of the mind, trying to balance it, and your heart trying to identify it, because our heart was born and created to love and accept. It's hard to let go when something that you want, or something you've been waiting for and you haven't gotten it, and then you're surrounded by negativity that continue to say it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. Why are you looking for the future? It's never going to happen. You don't have what it takes. So you have to bypass that. So you have to find some way to get it out. If not by confiding into someone, writing it out with your thoughts. Now, we sit here on the stage, a journal, it could be a recorder, it could be a little sticky note. You just want to write out your thoughts. Keep it short, right? If you feel like going longer, do it. The takeaways from that, and I'm just going to make these 2 points where I close out my short bonus, is that it allows you to get out or reduce the pressure, right? That the top of that pot that's boiling water won't come sweeping out like a volcano, hit somebody or hits you, but it reduces it on the own, because the goal when you're boiling water is not for it to get to that point that the top is blowing off the pot, but to be able to reduce it and turn it down. You see, that's the takeaway. You want to be in control of it. When you're not in control of it, other elements that are, and I always call that Mr. Fear and his comrades, it never ends in a positive, loving way when you allow Mr. Fear to be in control of when that temperature cease, or when the top is going to be blown off. That's what they want. You want to be in control of that and turn that temperature down. And to do that, you have to get it out. And it could be in small increments. The point is that once you get that out, you know what you're doing? You're looking forward. You're saying, as I release this, as I'm thinking of this, it could be stress at the job, right? It could be in a stressful relationship, right? To the point that you are in control and you're in the driver's seat, and you're looking past the situation of the now and looking to the future, because it would not last forever. That's, I think, the biggest trick in that moment of being in the depression and being in that pressure cooker, is that you tend to think that this is it. Nothing is past this. You can't get past this. We're not talking about the deeds and bad deeds and the stuff that come with that. We're not talking about that right now. We're talking about in the sense of a human being into that particular situation and can't look past it, but have to in order to get the healing, to get the joy that they deserve, right? And so doing those two things helps. It really do. Because you got to be able to, number one, look at something that you can validate that it is possible. See, having no hope is not looking forward. You got to have hope. You don't see it yet, but it will be there. Number two, you got to be able to get it out. You have to have that process. Everything has a process. Just sit back and think about it. To be able to, I don't know, build a desk, there's a process. You got to make a list with things that I need. You got to go ahead and get the tools, that you need, and you got to actually execute it, right? And you got to put one piece to one piece and match it up. And you know what I'm trying to get at? When you cook, all right, which I love to use that as a metaphor. You got to get the ingredients. That's the process. Or you got to, before that, you got to prep the food. So that's the preparation of it. You know what I'm saying? It's a process. It's a phase. And that's what you got to look at the end of the day and get past it, because your joy is on the other side of that horizon. But only you can be able to get there in the sense of believing that it is possible. And then you can be able to connect to the things that enrich you, either on the physical or the spiritual plane. But that's what you have to do. And I know it's hard at the workplace because you don't have much power, as I mentioned, but you got to look at it in a way that it's you're just there for a moment of time. And when you really decide, and if it's the right moment, the right time, you will get out of that, right? You'll get out of that and move forward. And that's the whole goal. You always got to look forward, because when you do not, there is no hope. And when you don't have hope, Mr. Fear and his comrades come in like a hurricane of all hurricanes, past a category 5. It'll be a category 7, because now they're in control. They're controlling the temperature to bring it up or bring it down, which of course they want to bring it up. They're driving in the driver's seat. You don't want that, because that steals from your joy. So you have to be proactive about it. You got to always look forward that I will get through this. I will get past this. This is just a phase, and I will survive. Thank you so much for joining me for my bonus episode for this summer, 2018. And I hope you subscribe to my podcast here, Surviving Your Journey to Success. And please forward it to someone else that might need, some motivation and so forth. And thank you so much for supporting my podcast. Thank you. Have a good summer.